Welcome back. Hillsborough County is taking a bold new step in reforming its juvenile justice system. Starting last Tuesday, juveniles caught committing a vast majority of misdemeanors will now be given a civil citation instead of being arrested and taken to jail. It's all part of a partnership between the county's law enforcement agencies and the court system. In this week's Sunday Spotlight, I sat down with two of those officials and learned about how the program will work. And joining me this morning is Colonel Donald Luzinski from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. Good morning to you. And Mark Hamlin, you're the Assistant Chief at the Tampa Police Department. Glad to have you guys here this morning. Thanks for being here. All right, you know what, the first question I have is I want to go ahead and take a look at some of the nuts and bolts of the system. There we go. As we mentioned, most misdemeanor crimes would qualify, like shoplifting, marijuana possession, even resisting arrest. But I wanted to pull up some other conditions as well, and that's no threat to public safety, meeting with the caseworker, treatment, counseling, community service, and the case then is closed when the program is completed. So, you know, why is this program so important for all of your agencies to launch? Why so important, and why now?
We wanted to make sure that those juveniles who made a first-time minor offense, committed something relatively minor, non-violent, would have an opportunity to succeed as juveniles and not have that on their permanent record, so that they could seek employment, they could go to the military, go college, and not be questioned with a criminal history in their background.
So, Mark, is this a case of, you know, at first strike and you're not out?
Correct. I mean, it gives people a second chance. It gives officers and deputies some discretion to do the right thing by a child and that they may even know of, and know they're going down the wrong path, and know they're having some personal problems, and maybe putting them through the system isn't the right thing.
Do you think, though, that this is a reality to a lot of juveniles out there that are out there and on the streets that, you know, I will go ahead and, you know, if I know that there's going to be one citation, then, you know, I'll deal with this and not go on to the next. Do you think that's reality?
Well, I think the juvenile has to be conducive to the program, has to be cooperative, as well as their parents. So I think the deputies and officers will see right through that if they think they can go out there, commit a crime, and get away with it.
I agree. It's not a free pass, and that's what we want to make very clear. There's certain parameters that they have to complete. You know, they have to accept responsibility. If there's some type of treatment they need, counseling, drug counseling, family counseling, anger management, they have to complete those steps.
And the other thing, too, to mention is it doesn't go on their record as well if they go ahead and complete everything that they're supposed to complete for this.
Correct.
Correct.
Right, okay. So let's move on. One of the takeaways that I had when I went to the press conference with the state attorney, the Hillsborough state attorney the other day, is that for some of these kids, they don't have a parent, they don't have a guardian, there's no family support. So at that point, you know, do deputies and officers just step in when there's really no role model for them?
We try to do that. We are in the schools. Both of our agencies have officers in the schools where we try to mentor kids as they're growing up now, and that's the same with this program. We still have the discretion to arrest them or not, but we have been working with our community partners at the state and the public defender's office, and they will try to work. If we truly can't get a parent involved because of financial reasons, something like that, then we'll try to work with them.
So, Mark, then essentially, basically, the SRO or deputy or an officer is going to have to take the place of a role model if there's really no one there.
Well, that's a perfect example in the school setting. Also, the community officers that work in the same neighborhoods all the time. With our community policing philosophy, the officers are assigned to the same neighborhoods every day, and they start developing relationships with juveniles. And sometimes they see they're going down the wrong path, and they begin mentoring them. And if they do commit a crime, then the officer has the the option of putting them into this program and further on the counseling,
right,
et cetera.
Right, and we talk about gang activity in certain parts of Tampa, and we know that gangs recruit their members. Will this be a way, Donna, to end the recruitment, or partially at least end the recruitment?
I think it'll help in reducing that, because if we're not putting the kids in the system, if they're not going into the juvenile detention centers where a lot of these kids are being recruited, it potentially avoids that.
That's true. If you put them in with the criminal element, sometimes it works in reverse. Incarcerating them sometimes makes them worse than they should be or could be. So this is a perfect example of that.
So, Mark, are there parts of the county that are actually going to benefit more from this program than other parts?
Well, I could tell you it's a citywide program. Every officer in the city of Tampa will be able to use this, and I don't see it impacting certain neighborhoods. I see it impacting all neighborhoods.
And Donna, last question here. Cost is a factor. We know that it's going to be $400 for the program. There's a big difference, though. If we've got $5,000 to go into the juvenile system, and perhaps a lot of overtime for the court. So how does this all work? And it could be up to, what, $50,000 to take it all the way to the end here?
Yeah, you know, by not going to court, by not having officers and deputies pulled off the street and going to court, it can save us money for there, but that money then has to be redirected to the services to make sure that the kids get what they need.
And so, okay, so they're not paying they're paying the $400, period, end of story. Do you think that the $400 as compared to a life of crime and a long time of legal fees, that will be an incentive as well?
Oh yeah, if this program works for that certain child, it's going to be invaluable.
All right. Donna, Mark, we appreciate you joining us this morning. Thank you very much. All right, thank you.